All right, everyone, let's go ahead and get going on this. This is your second homework assignment. This is homework number 2 for chapter 1. Okay. I believe this one, there's 4 problems. All right, so this one says examine the tile pattern shown on the right. On graph paper, draw figure 4. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just draw figure 4 right there. And then how many tiles does figure 10 have? So before you draw figure 4, you got to examine what's going on. So let's just kind of look at this right here. So hopefully you had a chance to look at it, and this isn't the first time you looked at it. Figure 1 looks like it has, so I'm thinking this is like the main part. Figure 1 has one extra set on the side. And then figure 2 is the same as figure 1, which has 2 on the side. But then it has 2 more. It's adding 2. Right? At least that's what I'm seeing right now. And figure 3 has 3 of these, like that. And then we're adding, guess what? 3 more. Okay. So figure 4, I think figure 4 has 4 of those, or has a little that part along with that part, but now there's 4 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think that's what figure 4 looks like. And then it has 4 more. And that actually is what matches the pattern. So this is what figure 4 looks like. How many tiles would figure 10 have? So you can kind of do this. I mean, you kind of saw me doing, what I did. But figure 1 has 1 and then another 1, right? And then it has 2 in the middle. So figure 2 has 2 in the middle, but then has 2 and then another 2. So figure 10 should have, figure 10 should look kind of like this, right? So it should have that part and that part. And then should have 10 right here and 10 right here, right? That's how the pattern's been going. And then it should have another 10 and another 10. So how many total, right? Well, figure 10 should have 42. Okay. And we can use a table, but at the moment we're just gonna go with what we have. We can use a table and try to figure out a pattern. And I think we figured out a pattern. It's just we haven't figured out an equation yet, but we don't have to do it in that one. Okay. Number 16. What values of x will make each equation true? So think about each one. Hopefully you already looked at this. And you can use mental math. So I'm thinking if x is 0, 0 plus 5 makes 5. So I think x equals 5. Think about adding these together. Use red. You can use the 3x and the negative x. You can put them together. So I have 2x minus 6 equals, and then 3x minus x is 2x. And then the 1 and the negative sign is minus 6, right? So actually that works out pretty good because these two comes out to be negative 6 also. So what makes it true, right? Well, x could be anything actually, as long as you put it in both of these. So x could both be 1, could both be 11, could both be 110. As long as they're both the same, it's going to always come out to be the same. So x is just all real numbers. Basically, any number works. So x equals all real numbers. S. Okay. So this one right here might take a little bit more thought, but it's just again using mental math. Let's put in let's put in 10, right? So if that's it's a different color. So that's 10. If x is 10, that makes 30 and 31. So 10 is too small. Okay, so let's do a little bit more. Let's do 12. 3 times 12 is 36 plus 1, 37. Nope, too small. 14. That 3 times 14 is 42 plus 1 is 43. So that one works. All right. So x equals, on that one, x equals 14. This one right here, you look at this, this is choose a different color. This is already 4x, and this is already 4x. So those are always going to be the same. Okay, so no matter what you do with the x, you do the same with that other x. So that stays the same. But what's interesting is that that's a -1 and that's a 7, and those can't ever be the same. So no matter what you do with the x's, your answers will never be the same. So this one's going to be x is no solution. Because again, whatever you put for x, it will never come out to be the same, because the 4 x's will both be the same, but the -1 and the +7 will never match up. So that will always be different. So therefore, your equation will never be equal to each other. Okay. I think the last two. December 2003, the average price of gas for regular gas in the United States was what, $1.50? Dang, that's pretty cheap. At that time, what did it cost to buy 12 gallons of gas? Right, so just kind of looking at this. 12 gallons of gas, just going to go straight up. Yeah. I'm going to say about $16, but you can also do the math, right? $1.50 times 12 gallons. Right? Can you use a calculator? You can do it by hand. I unfortunately don't have a calculator right now, so we'll do it by hand. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 more is 3. Okay. Start over again. And you have a placeholder right here. So 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. 1, 2, 2 decimal places. Oh, let's get an answer first. Let's add down. So answer should be 0, 0, 8, 1. And then 2 decimal places this way means 2 decimal places back. Oh, $18. See that? So when I was just using a graph, it looked like it was a little off. That's why I recommended that we go ahead and do algebra. But it looks like 16, but it looks like a little bit off. So it's going to cost $18. Okay. Now you can, obviously you want to answer the question. You will say it will cost $18 to buy 12 gallons of gas. Okay. I'm just giving you the direct answer. Is the relationship between numbers and gallons of gas cost proportional? Explain. Yes, it is proportional. Okay. Why is it proportional? Because every gallon of gas gives you every $1.50. So basically, the higher the gallons of gas, the higher the cost. So it is proportional, and it's proportional according to this line. Okay, this is a linear proportion, right? If anything, you can say that the cost for 1 gallon of gas is $1.50 for every gallon of gas. So every X. Okay. So is ratio proportional? Yes. Proportional. Again, write your own sentence. I mean, I'm just quickly writing it down so you get the idea. Yes, the relationship between the number of gallons of gas and the cost is proportional because there's a relationship. The relationship is C of X, or cost for every gallon of gas, is $1.50 for every gallon of gas. Okay. Gerald buys 12 gallons for a tank of gas. how many gallons did he buy? Right? So that's pretty. I mean, that's a good question. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and look on the graph and see if you can figure out where 1260 is. Right, 1260, roughly about maybe right here. Okay, so if I had to guess, I'd probably say 8 gallons, maybe 9 gallons. Okay, but we really want to get the right answer. How do you split $12.60 for the cost into how many gallons, right? Well, you just got to divide it. So 1260, let's do long division. If you remember how to do that, $12.60 divided into $1.50 or 1.5. Okay. So we're going to go, how many dollars 50s is in 12, right? Let's say 10, right? Oh, yeah. Like that. Actually, wrong spot. Right there. Because we're not counting the zero yet. So how many ones are in, I don't know, how many 1.5s is in 12.6? I'd say roughly 10. Okay. So 10 times 1.5, see what that makes? Right? That makes what? 150? 15? Right. Now, you look at that. Well, 15 is more than 1260. So that's not going to work for us. All right. So we have to find another number that's smaller. All right. So what's smaller than 10? Let's go back. Right. So what's smaller than 10? You can say about 9. Right. Or 8. Okay. But try one. Right. So 12 or 150 times 9. All right. If you work it out, it's going to be a little too big. Okay. That's going to give you 13.50. So one more time. You're going to do $1.50 times 8. That's going to give you $12. That's perfect. So we'll go with 8. Okay. So 8 times $1.50 gives you $12 exactly. Subtract that, get 60. Right? So how many 1.5s is in 60? Right? Well, you think about it, there's going to be 4 of those. Right? Because 4 times 1.5 is 60. There it is. Okay. So you get 84 gallons. Does that make sense? Nope. It's probably because I put it in wrong right there. Okay. 8.4 gallons. Right? So 8.4 gallons at $1.50 a pop. So you give you 12.60. Okay. So how many gallons of gas did he buy? So he bought 8.4 gallons of gas. All right. So let's see. Last part. Okay. At the right is a graph. Predict how the line would change to represent the average cost of gas in December of 2005 when the gas cost $2.20 per gallon on average. So right now it's $1.50, and if it goes to $2.20, then it's going to be a little steeper. All right. So predict how it's going to be. Well, because every gallon is going to cost more, that means that your line is going to be a little bit steeper. Okay. If you think about for 2 gallons of gas, right? At 220. So 220 times 2 is going to give you 440, right? So I was pretty close. Okay? So if you think about this, at 2 gallons, it's going to be 440. So it's going to be roughly right here. And you're going to start here. So it's going to be a little bit steeper. Okay. Okay, last number 19. Evaluate the expression below for the given values. Okay. This is just like your function machine. So you're just plugging in the x in there and working it out. So I'll work it out right here. A -2 times -3, square that, plus 1. -3 squared is 9, plus 1. This makes -18, plus 1, and that's going to be -17. Okay. No, it's not adding. It is adding, but it's adding with a negative number, so it's going to be -17. So next one, you're going to put a 3. You're going to put it in right here. I'll work it on the side. B. So it's 2 to the third. So that's the same as 2 times 2 times 2. That's the same as 2 times 2 is 4 times 2. That's the answer is 8. Okay. So next one, you're going to put a 3 right there with the x's. So C, you have 4x. But instead of x, remember, you're going to use 3. So 4 times 3 minus 4. Remember, we're just copying down all of this right here. So 4 times 3, you got to figure that out. It's 12. Take away 4. Use the calculator if you need to. You get 8. And D, you're going to put 5 in the x. So that's going to be 2 times 3, and then with a little 5. Okay, you're going to have to do that 5 times. So 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. That's 5 times. Okay, so you have to figure out what 2 times 3 times 3. I know this is 9, and I know this is 9, and then that's just 3. So work it a little bit right there. 2 times 9 is 18, and 9 times 3 is 27. So all you got to do is figure out what 18 times 27 is. Okay, use a calculator or whatever else you may need.